Did you know your brain is still processing information even when you're asleep, but it stops growing new neurons when you're constantly overwhelmed? Yeah. Turns out burnout doesn't just make you tired, it makes you dumber, like biologically. Your brain literally taps out. Think about that. We spend our lives grinding, chasing, scrolling, cramming every second with podcasts, productivity hacks, and just one more email. And all that input, it's not making you sharper. It's making your brain close the damn curtains and take a nap. And here's the kicker: stillness. That terrifying, awkward silence we run from might be the very thing your nervous system is begging you for. But we confuse it with quitting. We think doing nothing means becoming nothing. Let me say it louder for the perfectionists in the back. Stillness isn't quitting. It's where you rebuild. We've been sold this lie, right? That your worth is directly proportional to how busy, useful, visible, and externally impressive you are. That if you're not making moves, then you're falling behind. Like life is this endless airport walkway. And if you stop walking for even a second, you're going to get swallowed by the void and never make it to gate 22B. But who built that moving walkway? Who decided the goal was non-stop motion? Because last time I checked, even your phone works better after a restart. But God forbid you take a week to stare at the ceiling without being called lazy, unmotivated, or falling off. We don't even give ourselves the grace we give our iPhones. And can we talk about that weird, twitchy anxiety when you're not doing something? Like you try to rest, and suddenly you're deep cleaning your sock drawer at 11 p.m. because your brain's like, wait, why are we calm? Who died? It's like being allergic to your own peace. But that's not your fault. That's trauma. That's capitalism. That's hustle culture. And Instagram reels whispering, rise and grind in your ear while your soul's quietly dying in the background. We've been taught that rest is a reward you earn after you're broken, when really rest is the thing that keeps you from breaking in the first place. Let me tell you a story, a real one. There's this guy, 35, single, works in tech, decent apartment, eats enough kale to technically be healthy. Let's call him Adam. Adam was the type who couldn't sit still. His calendar was color-coded like a Google engineer's dream. Gym at 6, meetings at 9, networking brunch at noon, optimize, optimize, optimize. And one day, in the middle of an all-hands Zoom, his body just stopped. Heart racing, chest tight. He thought he was dying. Turns out it was a panic attack. But Adam didn't even know what a panic attack felt like because he never gave himself a second to feel anything. He went to the doctor, got blood tests, brain scans. Everything was normal, except him. The doctor said, maybe your body's trying to tell you something. And for the first time, Adam actually listened. He took time off. Not a vacation, not a getaway, with an itinerary. Just time. And you know what happened? He remembered what his own voice sounded like when it wasn't performing. He sat still. He got bored. And in that boredom, clarity, realizations, forgiveness. Not for the world, but for himself. He started painting again. Not for Instagram. Just for joy. And slowly, the panic attack stopped. Not because he found a new productivity app, but because he stopped running. That's what I mean when I say stillness is where you rebuild. You don't heal by bulldozing through your pain. You heal by letting it catch up to you. Sit down long enough and you'll hear what your life's been trying to tell you all along. But yeah, I get it. Stillness is terrifying because when you're still, the distractions fade and all that unresolved shatit floats to the top. The grief you buried under group chats, the loneliness you hid behind dating apps, the dreams you postponed because they didn't fit into a spreadsheet. Stillness is where your soul knocks on the door and says, hey, remember me? And you have to decide if you're going to open it. We chase chaos like it's a badge of honor. I'm just so busy, barely sleeping, totally slammed, like being burned out is a flex. Bro, that's not a badge. That's a cry for help. You are not a machine. You are a human being with a heartbeat that deserves peace without productivity as a prerequisite. And if someone tells you, Well, not everyone has the luxury to slow down. Remind them, burnout is a luxury tax we pay to perform a version of ourselves that's palatable to capitalism. Slowing down isn't a privilege, it's a revolution. It's the most rebellious thing you can do in a world obsessed with speed. Look, I'm not saying quit your job, go off grid, and start weaving your own socks in the mountains. Unless you want to, and in that case, I support you 1000%. But I'm saying this. If your life feels like a treadmill you didn't ask to be on, maybe the answer isn't running faster. Maybe the answer is stepping off and asking, why am I running in the first place? Stillness is not a pit stop. It's not a timeout. It's the workshop where your broken parts get rewired. It's where your mind starts to whisper truth again. It's where you remember your actual freaking self. And that's the part they don't tell you. The most powerful version of you isn't loud, isn't busy, isn't booked and blessed and burned to a crisp. The most powerful version of you is grounded, present, unshakably still. And yes, it will feel weird at first. You'll feel guilty for resting. You'll feel like you're wasting time. But let me ask you this. Wasting time, according to who? According to what algorithm? Whose timeline are you even measuring yourself against? Because the truth is, the most meaningful things in life, the real healing, the genuine connections, the creativity, the goosebumps, they don't happen on a schedule. They happen when you give yourself permission to pause. So here's your permission slip, signed, sealed, hand-delivered through this video. Stop waiting for the breakdown to force the reset. Take the reset now. Be still. Not because you're quitting, but because you're finally choosing to live on your own damn terms. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are a human being in a noisy, numb world, trying to remember what it feels like to be here. And if you've forgotten what that feels like, sit down, get quiet, breathe. It's still in there, I promise. And if no one's told you lately, I'm proud of you. Not for your achievements, not for your hustle, for surviving, for showing up, for watching this far and letting these words sink in. That takes strength, real strength. Stillness isn't quitting. It's where you rebuild. Now go rebuild, one breath at a time.